Not that they were going to talk to her, not that they were going to shake her hand, not that they were going to compliment her. He just wanted everybody to know, look, y'all seen all my silver. You've seen all my gold. You've seen all my fine linen. You seen all, you ate at my table. You had my steak and my filet mignon. You had the cordon bleu. You drank like you wanted to drink. You laid out on the floor, and I had my servants clean up all the mess that y'all laid all on the floor. But now I want you to see my finest possession, my beautiful wife. Y'all not with me. Yeah. But she was so beautiful, she didn't know that she had to be under authority. First of all, wife was supposed to be, whether it's the king's wife or this is an ordinary man's wife, she was supposed to be under authority of her husband. Right. But because she was having a party of her own, because she was having fun with the ladies of the kingdom, because she was having go-go dancers in the kingdom, and she didn't want to leave where the go-go dancers were dancing. Y'all want to help me? Go ahead. The king called. She said, no, I can't go to the king because this is the last day. I want to get the last go out the go-go. Hello, somebody. She was involved in her own affairs and hosting the women's celebration, and she refused to honor the king's request to appear at his celebration. She only had to spend a few minutes. All she needed to do was walk in. Hello, somebody. Now I want you to know something. The king was a man of authority. The king was a man of wealth. And he asked for her to come, and she refused. Read, brother.
He commanded Mehuman, Bista.
Let's go to verse 11. Read.
Okay. Verse 11. To bring Vashti the queen before the king with the crown royal, to shew the people and the princes her beauty, for she was fair to look on.
All he wanted them to do was just look at her. What happened in verse 12?
But the queen Vashti refused to come at the king's commandment by his chamberlains.
Now,
therefore,
hold up, brother, don't get in a hurry. She refused. Now, she knew that she was under authority of her husband, but she refused. Now, it's certainly her right to refuse, but she was the king's queen, but she's going to end up causing herself a crisis because she refused the beckon of the king. Now, the king can kill folk when he calls them to come and you don't decide to show up. The king called you, you said, well, I don't feel like coming today. I have too many things on my mind. I'm too preoccupied. You know, king, if I don't mind coming another day, but not today. Today, I've got too many things I want to do. Now, when you get too busy to mind the authority that's over you, you're getting ready to cause a crisis. Right. Can y'all say crisis? Crisis. Some of y'all wonder why the boss let you go first. Because he asked you to stay an hour later to work on a project, but I just don't have time to get ready to cause a crisis. You wonder why you go and you ask favors of folk and no one wants to do it is because you have no respect of others and you cause a crisis. This woman did not respect all of the dignitaries that were there, and she caused a crisis. And many times we don't think of any of these little things that we do, but we cause our own crises, and then we start saying, oh Jesus, will you help me? There was no help for this woman when you went before the king and it caused the crisis, because the only one you could appeal to was the king. Now the king says, you don't want to come? I got something for you. Hello, somebody. So what happened in verse 12? She refused to go, right?
Yes. Therefore was the king very rough.
Now the king had a right to have his jaws tight. Amen. That's like a husband calling his wife. He's been married to her for 40 years. And baby, would you come over and just greet my guest in the house? He's got $1 million business deal he's trying to put together. And she said, well, I don't care nothing about that business. I'm doing my nails. Wait, this deal may be the deal that can put some more nail polish on your nail, but you don't want to come because you're too busy. Well, you know, see, that's a right for divorce, man. Y'all don't want to help me. Y'all look at me funny. But men will divorce you for that kind of foolishness. I'm trying to put a deal together and you too busy. Well, the king didn't exactly divorce her. He was very wroth with her. And his anger was? He was hot. He didn't want to go out there and drag her out the chamber. That would belittle his authority as the king. After he had a party for 179 days, everybody drinking and having a party, and all of a sudden she said, I don't have time for you. She done spent all of the king's money in the king's palace. She done bought all kinds of clothing, gave away all kinds of garments. She done done this and that with the king's money, but when the king called, I'm sorry, I can't come. All right. God, now. Well, brother, we'll have time to read all that. They got to read some of that at leisure. Let's just jump down to verse number 1 of chapter 2 and see what happens. Read.
After these things, when the wrath of King Ahasuerus was appeased, he remembered Vashti.
Yeah, he said, I know, he didn't do anything. See, he was a king that didn't go out there and try to do something immediately. But he said, I remember that woman. She embarrassed me in front of the kingdom. And she said, well, he said, in my mind, it's time to deal with her. Read.
And what she has done.
What she had done.
And what was decreed against her.
And he made a decree against her.
Then said the king's servants that ministered unto him.
Right.
Let there be fair young virgins sought for the king.
Going back, we're going to go find some more virgins. We're going to find one more. And we're going to bring you another one. Because evidently that wasn't the right one for you. Hello, somebody. Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Now, as we go on in here, we're not going to read all of this. We're going to go down to verse number 4. Read.
Number 4. And let them which please the king be queen instead of Vashti.
Now, there's the crisis. She was on the throne. Now she's what? She's off the throne. Now, I'm sure that the people that served her and waited on her, she lost all of those privileges. Hello, somebody. And we find out because of what she did, somebody else came into her place, and her name was Esther. Well, we don't want to go any further. I want to stop right there. I want to make these other 2 points. When you cause your own crisis, it is because you did not listen to the person in authority. All right. When you have a crisis and you caused it, you've got to examine, how do I get in this crisis position? It's because something was said to you, something was told to you, something was asked of you, and you decided, I will not do it. And you caused your own crisis. Point number 3. When you cause your own crisis, you will be removed. Tell somebody, you will be removed. Failure to hear the call of the king. When you miss the call, you will be separated from the kingdom. Hello? Some of us are in the church and we think we can just do anything we want. We're in a marriage, we think we can do anything we want in the marriage. I can do what I want. I am so and so. I can do whatever I please. I'm woman, I roll. You better watch your roll. Because you'll be out with a husband, out looking for something. Look at her. She was put out of the kingdom. Let me go to point number 2. The storms that other people cause. Can y'all say other people?
Other people.
There are some storms that other people cause. I want you to go over to Matthew chapter 8, brother. Verse 23 through 27.